Hello lovelies, how are you today? And welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and I'm the sole proprietor of SAEH Body Butter. And I hope you enjoy the next video. Thank you. Hey lovelies, I'm getting ready to work on a rhinestone template and I'm going to cut it out using my Cricut Explore Air 2. So hopefully the camera is close enough that you can see what I'm talking about. So I have my design on the screen, and what I'm going to do, I have my Rhinestone Flock on the mat, and it's going to cut it. It's going to take a while because Cricut has to cut each one of those circles for the rhinestones to fit in, and it takes a little while. So what we do first, like I said, I have my Rhinestone Flock on the mat, and I have it set, the dial set to Bonded Fabric Plus. That's Bonded Fabric Plus. Alrighty, so we're going to click on Make It. And my design is on the screen, on the mat. So I'm going to move it over a little bit just to make sure it's aligned up. And then I'm going to press continue. Okay, as I said, my material is Bonded Fabric Plus, and on the screen it'll show up as Fabric Plus. And I'm going to do my edit tool, and I'm going to click on the deep point blade because this rhinestone flock is kind of heavy. So you want to make sure that your circles go all the way through. And then you push the arrows to push the mat through. And then you start it. And like I said, this design will take a little while. This particular one is not that big, so it may take a good 20 minutes to cut out all those little circles before it's done. And I'll take you down to the mat. So like I said, this will take about a good 20 minutes before all the little circles are cut out. So as not to bore you, I will bring you back when it's finished and show you the next step. Okay, it's finished cutting. So what I like to do to help it out, because sometimes Cricut don't cut all the circles all the way through, I take my scraper tool and I scrape it. In both directions. And really I can take it off the mat because the flock has a backing on it. So let me scrape it, varnish it again. Okay, and let's see, hopefully most of the, see there are a lot of circles that didn't come off. So that means I need to make an adjustment to my cut settings because it is a pain. to have to go through and manually take those circles out. So anyway, this is what's left behind. As you can see, most of them are not some of them didn't go all the way through. So what I'll do is get my tool. I could stick it on the mat and varnish it, and since that's the super grip mat, it normally pulls it off, but then I have to scrape all the circles off of there, and that's another pain in the butt. So what I'll do is just push these through and go to the other side and pull them off. And this flock is really sticky. So it shouldn't take me no more than 5 to 10 minutes, because this is not a big design. Well, this is part 2 of the design. It's a 2-part, 2-color design. So I've already cut the biggest part. And what I like to do is, after I get everything set up, all the little circles out, I get these mats from the Dollar Tree, and it comes 2 in the pack. These little plastic cutting boards, and they work perfect for this. And you just put your design on there. And so this is the first part of the design that I'm working on, and this is the second part. So I'll stick this part on the back side so that they can always be together. But as not to bore you, I will finish taking these circles out, and I will bring you back when it's time to brush in the rhinestones. Alrighty, talk to you later. Okay, let's get ready to brush in our rhinestones into our flock. So what I generally do is pour more rhinestones than you think you're going to need, because that generally helps push the rhinestones into the proper place. And you just take this brush. This is really a painter edging tool that you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart, and it has a the soft bristles, and you just gently go in circles, and your stones will rub in place. You may have a few that are stubborn and won't go into place, and you can hand place them or use your tweezers or whatever, or your fingers. But once you think you got most of them in place, you gently rub off the excess. And be gentle so that you won't brush the stones out. Now see, I got most of them except that one right there. So you can grab some more and try to help it in place. Okay, it went in that time. But if it was going to be stubborn, then I was just going to hand place it. And see, I had that in, but I brushed it out so as not to disturb the other stones. I'll just hand place it since it's just 1 or 2. And that's basically it. That didn't take very long at all. But what I generally do is get my phone, turn on the flashlight, because sometimes it's hard to see and I get real close to make sure that all the stones are in place, and also to make sure there are no extra stones left behind. So that was pretty quick and easy. So what I'll do now is brush the stones, the excess stones, and put them back in the bag. I use a funnel. Place the funnel in the bag and brush them back in the bag. Sometimes they fall on the floor and I'll find them that same day or maybe a week or so later. But for the most part, most of them falls back in the bag. Okay. So all of my cobalt blue stones are back in the bag. And what I'll do is to take it off of there, I use some rhinestone transfer tape. And this is specifically for rhinestone. This is not the transfer tape that you use for vinyl. It has a different adhesive. So this is what you want to use. And you can generally get several uses out of it. As you can see, this is kind of dark. I used it on either a black t-shirt or bag or something. Anyway, you peel it off the backing, put the backing to the side, and what I like to do is put it in a U shape, because sometimes this transfer tape has a static clean, and once you go down, you follow all the way through to it because you don't want your stones to jump out of place. So hopefully this doesn't embarrass me, and it will, yes. And just run your hand over it to help these stones stick to the transfer tape, right? And then you go in and you slowly pull it up. You don't want to go too fast because you want to make sure that all of your stones adhere to the transfer tape. Okay, and then you take your backing and you stick this on there until you're ready to press it on your t-shirt, your bag, your sweatshirt, or whatever you plan to put it on. Or if you plan on selling rhinestone transfers, you can place it on the backing, but of course you would put it on something better than this if you're planning on selling it. And then you push that to the side. Now that's part, this is a layered design, so that's the second part, and the first part is right here. So the process is the same. You take your rhinestones, and this is a different color. Like I said, you use more than you think the design is going to need, and you just brush them in place in circular motions. Sometimes they go in upside down, but for the most part, they go in right side up. This one is upside down, so I'll just use my finger to get it out the way. Here's an extra, see that? Trying to get that extra stone out the way. I push one out of place. Can you imagine placing these stones, all of the stones, by hand, one by one? I'm going to get my picker tool. It's a little smaller than my fingernail to help push these out of the way without uplifting, the others. I do have a rhinestone picker tool, and that probably would be faster, but it's in another room on another floor, and I forgot to bring it with me. So almost there. Just have a few more to pluck out of place. Now, how did a pink one get in the bag with my crystals? That is a pink one. Okay, that looks to be like I got everything in place and out of place. But again, I'm gonna put my phone on it. Get up real close and personal to make sure. See? There's one right there. And another one. Sometimes and there's another one. Your eyes plays tricks on you. Okay, so everything is in place. And now what I'll do, clean up my mess before I pick this up with the rhinestone tape. Because I would hate to pick up some extra stones by mistake. And I don't want to move this because some of those stones might jump out of place. So as I'm pushing them back in the bag, I can hear a few of them dropping on the floor. So I will scavenger hunt for those later. It's really not that hard. You just got to get the swing of it. See if I can gently, yes, move that out the way so I can get the rest of these stones. Okay, finish with that. Push it back into place. Let me get my piece of transfer tape. And again, we will place it in the U shape. Press it down in the middle and then spread it out. Alrighty, and we'll pull this up and we'll put this back on the transfer tape. I'm planning on putting this on a white hoodie. You know, but the possibilities are endless on what color top you want to put it on, what color rhinestones you want to use. And these are Hotfix rhinestones because they have the gray on the back of it, and that's the glue. So once you put it under your heat press, it activates the glue, and that's what causes it to stick to your clothing. Alrighty, get the backing. And put it back on there. Alright, so that's all I have for you right now. Let me get my heat press set up, my hoodie set up, and I'll bring you back and I'll show you how I'm going to press it. Okay, I've put the hoodie on the heat press and pressed it for 6 seconds to get out the moisture. This process will give you a successful adhesion of your rhinestones, and you shouldn't endure any problems with them falling off when you wash it. So right now I have the transfer in place. I typically put it 3 to 4 inches down, and it's even on both sides. So this will be the first press. So let me get it set up on the heat press and I will bring you back. Okay, I have the heat press set for 350 degrees, and we will tack it down for about 8 seconds. Normally the full press is 12 seconds, but because we have a second part to put on it, then we'll do it for the full time. You don't need to put anything on it, a Teflon sheet or anything, because the transfer, the rhinestone transfer sheet is your protective cover. So let's get ready to press it. Okay, let's get to pressing. So we're going to press this, this first press is going to be for about 8 seconds. And we have firm pressure. Okay, hopefully that's enough to tack it down onto the garment. And we're going to remove the transfer tape slowly. One, to make sure that all the rhinestones have adhered to your garment, and two, because the transfer tape is hot. Alrighty, everything pressed well. I'll bring it back closer so that you can see. And then we're going to put on the second layer. All right, look at that sparkle. Doesn't it look nice? All righty, now let's see if I can align this second layer without it giving me any problems. That one is off centered. See if I can push it over. This one is off centered. So is this one. Okay, but for the most part, it looks good. Everything looks to be aligned. All the stones are going in the right direction. Alrighty, we're going to put this back on the heat press and we're going to tack it down for the full 12 seconds. So let me take the sweatshirt over and then I will bring you back over. Get everything in place and I will bring you back over. Let's see if I can bring you back over without making you dizzy. All right. That looks pretty good. Alrighty, so we'll go down for the full 12 seconds. Alrighty, we'll pull it up. And again, we'll pull the transfer tape off slowly to make sure everything was tacked down, and also because it's hot. And I'll put my transfer tape back on the backing because it still has stickiness to it, so I can use it again. I'll bring the shirt over so you can see it closer. And there it goes. Isn't it beautiful? I'll get an angle from the front so you can see it from the front. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that sparkle. We have the cobalt blue and we have the crystal. See, that wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad at all. And I have some, I'm planning to take this hoodie rope out and put in a rhinestone hoodie rope. So stay tuned for that. Alrighty, so I thought I'd let you see me rope through the Rhinestone Hoodie rope. It's real easy. Because it's stiff, it's easy to thread through. You don't need a safety pin or nothing like that. For the most part, you're just pushing it through. Just pushing it through. And then pull it when you get so far. And after this, I did not make. I purchased this from becreateful.com. And I just purchased several clear crystal hoodie ropes. And after I did this one, I said I should have got the cobalt blue one. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking at the time. So I will bring you back down so you can see it close. See if I can release my camera without making you dizzy. See that? Just another touch of bling. Crown with a purpose. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.